Alright, okay, let's look at chapter 1. So we're going to look at chapter 1, basic arithmetic. So majority are revision. There are some new work, so you need to pay careful attention. So now we're going to look at type of numbers. So altogether, these are called real numbers. Real numbers are separated into rational fractions and irrational, something you learned last year, I hope. So these are the numbers. So rational fractions means things that are numbers that are terminating. So in this case, 0.4 terminates, or recurring, which is negative 2. I can use a calculator. 5 divided by 6. Yeah, 83333. So that's recurring, right? So numbers that are either recurring or stops terminating are called rational fractions. And there are things like irrational numbers where there's no pattern on the decimal expansion. See, there's no pattern. It just goes on forever. So in this case, we call them irrational. So they are rational and irrational. 2.236, 236, blah, blah, blah. So it doesn't repeat. Okay? Of course, not just root 5. There's other ones like 2 root 3 minus 1. So they are known as surds. We're going to study surds a bit later on. 2.4. Feel free to use a calculator to verify that what I did is correct. Okay, so like that. So these are rational and irrational. And then, if we look further, there's integers, which is the whole numbers. There's positive and negative numbers. Okay, so these are types of numbers you will see. We're going to look more carefully how to convert fractions to decimal, etc. Okay, already. Let's move on to the next page. All right, we need to know how to round decimals. So pretty easy. So round to 1 decimal place, round to 2 decimal place, etc. So how do I round to 1 decimal place? So we're going to look at the second digit. See, that's 4. It's less than 5. So we're going to use this symbol. This symbol means approximately equal to. So whenever you round your answer, instead of writing equal, you write approximately equal, because you've rounded the answer. So you write 81.7, just 7, because 1 decimal place. Yep. And the next one, 1 decimal place, will be 0. Now, if you look at the second decimal place is 7, so it becomes 0.9. Yep. And for the third example, you look at this digit, it's going to add 1, but if you add 1 to 9, it becomes 10, so which means that it's going to become 3.0. You still need a 0 because to 1 decimal place. Right? 3.0. Just adding the plus 1 again, so it's plus 1. Okay. Any question? Rounding. Easy. Example 2. Round off each of the following numbers to the nearest 10. Okay. So nearest 10 means that you look at the last digit. If it's 5 or more, you round up. So 876150. Yeah? So you have to add 1 to the digit 4. And the next one, you're going to do 255280, because 3 is less than 5. So you don't round up, you just leave it as 8. Okay, any question? So what do I really do for the next question? What I have given you is the question and the answer. So what you need to do is to press the button on the calculator and check that you can actually get the correct answer. So if you can't get the correct answer, it means that you pressed the wrong button and you need to ask for help. So let's say you do the first one, you do 2 square, right? See, there's a square one, plus 3 cube, but there's no cube, you press the power 3, right? And then make sure you use the arrow to get out of the power, plus 4 to the power of 4. Done. Still a 7. You all got that? Excellent. All right. Then you just give yourself a tick, and then just do the next one. Okay, how do you do that? You just do 625, actually, yeah, 625, and you press the same button again. Oh, I pressed the one. 625, just press the power, and then you press the fraction 1 over 4. You should get 5, okay? If you have trouble doing that, that's why you need to get the calculator. If it's a different brand, it's going to be more difficult to press these buttons. So it's best if you get the calculator, okay? Good, okay. Any question? Let's move on to the next one. So you can do fraction, 62.7, just move the cursor down, 3.4 plus 5.3. Oops. And you should get this long decimal, okay? Pretty easy. How do I do cube root? Press shift. Now, not this one, there's a cube root button, a dedicated one, so you don't have to write the 3. So shift this button here and press 71.8 minus 7.8 to get the number 4. Okay? Now, note the difference between D and E. They look very similar, but it's completely different. So what D look like is, once you enter cube root of 71.8, you got to use the arrow key to get out of the root, then minus 7.8, right? And you get a different result. So make sure you read the question very carefully, and often in the exam they are asked this question as the first question, calculator skill, and people may get them wrong if they don't know how to enter these on a calculator. Okay, next one. How do I enter a square root of fraction? You press the square root first, then the fraction, like that. So it's very important you enter in the correct order. Minus 21.9, and then just go down. It's very easy because what you see on the question is same as what you see on a calculator. So it's very convenient. I don't think there's much calculator, other brand that offers that that property. So if you get the calculator, it's very good. Yep, I got it right. Okay, now note the difference between F and G. See, F is the square root of the fraction. I press the square root key first, then the fraction. Let me write this down. This one you press the square root key, then the fraction key. Now the next one, you have to put the fraction key first, then square root. Right? So that's only on the numerator, not on the whole thing. So it's very important that you know the difference between them. 0.9 like that, over 4.3 plus 6.2 like that. Yeah. So this one you press the fraction key, then you press the square root to get the effect. Yep. Any question? Very important. Okay, any question? We've got a few more. These ones can be a bit tricky. Oh, that got cut off. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay. Now, what if you have a fraction inside a fraction? Well, you've got to be careful. Let's see what this is. So let's go back. So I'm going to write, so for the first one, can you see there's a fraction on the numerator? See, this line is a bit shorter, so we say this is the fraction on the numerator. You can tell by looking at it. So what I'm going to do is, you first type the fraction, see the cursor key is on the top, you press the fraction key again so you can write 3 over 5 as the numerator, and then write 10 as the denominator. So you should get 3 over 50, which is 0.06. Right? But can you see this is a different problem? Now the fraction is in the denominator. So what happens if there's a fraction on the denominator? You first press the fraction key, but you have to move the cursor down first. And then press the fraction key, right? So you get 5 over 10. And then on the top put the 3. And you get a different answer, 6. Right? Because what happened is that the first one you do 3 over 5 divided by 10. This is doing 3 divided by 5 over 10. So you get different results. Once you get 6, this one you get 0.06. So be careful how you enter this fraction. That could be very tricky. So be careful where the fraction is. Okay? And the last one, we're going to do this, so we get this number 3 there. Okay, now be careful how you enter mixed fraction. What some people do is this, they go this, and then fraction key. It doesn't even work. So they enter 4/5, and then in front they just put a 1 there. That's not really mixed fraction. That's wrong. See, it just does 1 times 4/5. So how do I enter a mixed fraction? Well, this is what you do. To enter a mixed fraction, you press Shift, and see the fraction key gives the Shift key gives you a mixed fraction like that. And then you write 1 and 4/5 like that. Yep. So remember, it's Shift that over. At the bottom, you write 2/3. Press equal. 2.7. Yep. Yep. All right. Any question? Yep. All good. All right. So remember how to enter mixed fraction. You press Shift this key. If you forgot to write, give yourself a reminder. Just press Shift and this key. Right? Gives you mixed fraction. All right. Any question? All right, let's move on. Yep, all good? Pretty easy? Okay. All right, so we'll go to the next page. Fraction, decimal, percentages, conversions. All right, we're on page 3 now. Okay, so example 4, we're going to convert to recurring decimal. Now, for the HSC, you can use the calculator, so you don't need to know how to do it without calculator. So let's explore how to do this. So you're going to press 1/3 first. 1/3. Press equal. If I want it to be a decimal, just press the SD key, which I've drawn for you here. SD key. Gives you the recurring decimal. So you write 0.333. But you're not going to write all the 3s. You're going to use the recurring decimal symbol. Put a dot on the top. Or you can put a line on the top. Up to you. Okay? How about the next one? Have a try. 7/15. Press fraction key. 7/15. That. Press SD. What if I press SD again? Just goes back to fraction. So we press SD like that. The calculator rounds the answer to the last digit. So it means that it should be 6 repeating. So you write 0.46 with lots of dots, and then you write 0.46 with a dot on the top. Okay? Any question? All good? Okay, let's move on. What if I want to change decimal to a fraction? Very easy. Just press the type in first, 0.45. And your calculator will sometimes automatically write as a fraction. Or if it doesn't, just press the SD key, gives you the fraction. 9/20. Right, so remember, just press that SD key. Right, remember that. Okay, next one, how about percentage to a fraction? Same thing. Okay, 35.5. Now see, there's a percentage key on the brackets, so shift that, equal. Gives you a decimal, but if you want fraction, SD, 0.71/200. So again, let me remind you, percentage is press shift, open bracket. Right? Good question. Very easy. Okay. All right, now we know how to convert everything. What do we do? To convert fraction to percentage, always multiply by 100. Then put a percentage sign. So this one you have to do the calculation. So what you do is you write down 0.436, but there's no button to press to change. Yep. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So which class are you now? Okay. All right. Good luck. Bye bye. Now times 100. 43.6. So right, 43.6. Actually, I need to show working. Okay, so right, 0.436 by right times 100. So that we know. But put a percentage sign at the end. But do not put percentage sign when you do it, because all it does is timesing by 1, isn't it? Right. So do not put the percentage sign times by 100, you get 43.6. All right, 43.6%. Right, easy. All right. Next one, write that as a fraction of 1 kilogram in simplest form. So convert kilogram to grams. How many grams in kilogram? 1,000, good. 20 over 1,000. Simplify a fraction, but if you are too lazy, just press 20 over 1,000. It should give you the answer, 1 over 50 in the simplest form. So to simplify, just enter the fraction, it gives you the simplest answer. So it's very easy now. Okay, last one, example 9. Find the percentage of people who prefer to drink lemon fuzzy if 24 out of 30 people prefer it. Okay, so you just go 24 out of 30, and to write the percentage, times by 100%. Right, times by 100. So all you do is, on your calculator, write down 24 over 30 times by 100. Remember, do not put the percentage sign at the end. 80, so write 80%. 80% of people prefer to drink lemon fuzzy. Any question? All right, so far it's all very easy, but the next one is going to be a little bit harder. We're going to do some algebra. Because the next one involves changing recurring decimal to a fraction, which cannot be done on a calculator. I mean, they can, but you need to show the working in the exam. So look carefully at the working, so you need to show working. So hopefully you've done that last year in chapter 1, I think, or chapter 2, I think. Yeah, chapter 2 from the year 10 Cambridge book. But if you forgot, let's review this again. So 0.8 with a repeater on top. So write let x equal to 0.888. Just write a few digits. Let x equal to that. If there is one digit repeating, just multiply by 10. So only 8 repeats. So just multiply 10 on both sides. So you will get 10x equals to 8.888, right? Because it's infinite number 8, you still get the same 888 at the end. All right, okay. So what we're gonna do is, I'm going to write x again underneath because I'm going to do a subtraction. So it's better to write x again. We're going to subtract the two equations. Subtract. So what happens if you subtract 10x by x? What do you get? 9x. 10x minus x is 9x. Now if you look at this, all the 8s, there's infinite of them, but they're all cancelled, isn't it? So only 8 survive, so you write 8 over here. So your final answer, we're going to find out what x is, which is 0.8 repeater, will be x equal to 8 over 9. Now how do I check if it is right? Just press the button on the calculator, writing 8 over 9. Press equal. Yes, it does. Gives 0.888, but the 9 at the end, they rounded the answer. Doesn't mean you're wrong. They just rounded the answer because the 8 is more than 5, so we've got to write 8 over 9. So it's very important you show this working in your homework so that in the exam you can show the same working. Okay? All right, question. All right, I'll just leave it there and we'll do B in a minute as we all finish. Okay, let's continue. Let's look at B. Okay. All right, like before, we're going to write x equal to 0. Now this time there's 2 digits that repeat, so write A4, A4. Don't need to write a lot of them, just write a few times, right? A4 and dot, dot, dot. But because there's 2 digits repeating, you got to times by 100. So the number of digits repeat correspond to the number of zeros that you're going to multiply. Okay, so we're going to times by 100. So you get 100x equals to, now if you times by 100, the decimal place moves 2 places to the right. So it becomes 84.8484 dot, 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 dot. And remember to write x again because subtraction is easier if you line up the decimal point. So then you can do the right subtraction. Make sure you line up the decimal point. Yep, when you do the subtraction, draw a line there. 100x minus x is 99x. Yep, Again, you just examine the decimal point. See all the 4 cancels. So 84 minus 0 is 84. Like that. And then you just write x over 84. Make sure you simplify your answer, but you can just ask the calculator to do that for you. So just press the button. 84 over 99 equals to 28 over 33. And of course, just to double check that you've done the right thing, it is 84, 84, 84, 84. Okay, so it's correct. All right, question. And there's a few more you can do, but we're going to do them. They're a little bit different. So let's do C when you're ready. Show you the full page, but you could start. You could have a try before I show you. I think a lot of these are revision. You learned that last year already. Okay, let's look at C. Okay. Okay, now C, be careful, is that only 1 digit repeat. Even though it's 2, 5, 5 with a dot, you only 1 digit repeat. So it's important that you write down what it looks like. Only 5 repeats, which means that you only multiply by 10. Multiply by 10, you get 10x equal to 2.5555, right? And then make sure you write x again, equal to 0.2555. Now this time subtraction are not as easy as before. Let's see what it means. So 10x minus x is 9x as before. But this one, be careful. I always start from the right side. All get cancelled, but this stop cancelling. So you need to subtract. 5 minus 2 is 3. And 2 minus 0 is 2. And of course, if you're still very lazy, just press 2.5 minus 0.2. It's also the same, right? So you can just do, once you know you stop cancelling, you can do that stuff on the calculator, which is no problem. Okay, now that's a decimal, which is no problem. You just write x equals to 2.3 over 9. You've got to simplify because we can't have a decimal on the numerator. So just press 2.3 over 9. It will does the simplifying for you. Oops. Yeah, press the SD, 23 over 90. All right, any question? Yes? Yeah, of course, yeah, you can do that, yeah. But I think it's just quick, yeah. But you can do it this way. You can just go 2.5 minus 0.2. Yeah, I just think it's just extra step to do that. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so you can do that, right? 10x, which is 2.5, and then 100x is 25.5. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about decimal, you just do 25 minus 2. But then you have to do 100 minus 10, so you get 90, yeah. All right, same thing, okay. Good, all right, let's continue, do the next one. Have a try. Have a try and do the last 3 as well. And then we'll set you the homework. So I'm going to stop the video for a minute. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so I'm going to do the part D. If you still have trouble, you can watch my explanation. So right, x equal to 0.3 with 5656. Right, and times by 100 because there's 2 digits repeating. 35.65656 dot dot. Right, x again at the bottom. Make sure you line up the decimal point. And doesn't work that well. Okay, subtract again 99x, and then pay attention to when you stop cancelling. You got cancel, but that's where you stopped. So you just have to do that on a calculator or by hand. 35.6 minus 0.3. 35.3. And then what you do is you just go 35.3 over 99. Use your calculator. 35.3 over 99. Yeah, is that right? 35656. Yep, good. Press that. 353990. 353 990. Right, good question. Pretty easy. Alright, we've got 2 more to go through. 1.48. Lots of 8. And then put times by 10. 4.8888. Write x again. 1.48888. And then just do the subtraction. Right, so everything cancel except here, so you write 13.4. Right, x equal to 13.4. Use your calculator. 13.4 over 9. 60. Now let's change to mix because it's improper. If you change to mix, press Shift SD, right? So if you want to change to mixed fraction, I think it's better, but you don't have to. Hard to say, but no, I think it's okay. It doesn't say what form to leave in, but I think it just looks better if it's a mixed fraction. So you just press Shift and what was the button? SD. So to convert to mixed fraction, press Shift SD. Gives you a mixed fraction, which is 1 and 22 over 45. Like that. Question. And got one more to do. Some people still trying. Yeah, I'll give you hang on a minute. So I'll just pause the video. Yep. Okay, so the reason for this one, there's 2 ways to write it. You can either write it like this, the line, or you just, the thing with the recurring decimal, you cannot put more than 2 dots. So if it's repeat, you only put the dot on the first digit, and here you don't put the dots on the 2. But it means everything repeats. Yeah. So we can't put this. We can't do dot dot dot. We can't put more than 2 dots. So that's the reason. So basically in this one, everything repeats, starting from the 3 up to the 7. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Have a try. Okay. Let's go through this. So you write x 5327 327 dot 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 1000x, and you get 5327.327 dot dot dot, and write x underneath. Make sure you line up the decimal point, and then if you subtract, you get 999x, and you get 5322 because all the digits after the decimal point get cancelled. And then you're going to write x equal to 5322 over 999. Use your calculator, which is this one. 5322. You can just press divide, it's easier. Okay, is that right? Yes, it is. Change to mix because it looks better. 5 and 109 over 333. Done. Any question? Okay. Now before I finish, I do want to tell you that you can do this with a calculator, but you do need to show this working. So say for example, I type in 5.327, but it's going to take a long time. You have to type a lot of this. Equal. Does it work? Yeah, so it works. So you can do it without doing any working, but in the exam you need to show working. You can't just write down the answer, you got to show the working. So yeah, so you can just type in. So for example, if I want to do E again, 1.4 lots of 8 equal, shift that. Yeah, yep, so you can give it to you straight away. Alright, good, we've done. Any question? No questions, so pretty straightforward.